This is the Judel Window Intercom, and as you can see, it is ideal for the bank, securities, hospital, bus station, etc., where guard glass, again, theft is installed. I just hope I'm pronouncing their name better than their English. Window intercoms are those microphone and speaker systems that you sometimes see at cashier windows and ticket booths. They're often called speech transfer systems, and they're especially important right now during the pandemic when windows and masks can make it so hard for people to hear. This particular unit you can buy online for about $50, but most window intercoms cost many hundreds of dollars more. So I thought it'd be interesting to take a closer look at this unit, compare it to the higher end systems to see how it stacks up in helping people hear. So why don't we start by seeing what's in the box. Well, to start, we have our instructions. Now, they're referring to this unit as a dual-way counter interphone. Just a single page, and I'm sure there are some very amusing examples of English in here. Next, we have the customer side speaker and microphone unit, along with some installation supplies. Now this is our main unit. We'll look at that more in a second. And here is the power adapter. So looking at this, it does have a nice brushed metal top, though the rest of it is plastic, and the microphone is metal. Now, there's another thing about the microphone that I find pretty interesting. You see the slits along the side here? Well, in a microphone, that usually indicates that it's a directional microphone. And a directional microphone helps to minimize background noise and accentuate the voice of the person who's talking. So that's a good thing, and we'll look into that in a little more detail a little bit later. And this is the whole package. So why don't we start our comparison? I'm going to be comparing it to this Contacta STS K071 kit that I installed in this window. If you'd like to see how I did that, check out the link to our installation video in the description below. I'll temporarily install the Judel unit in the same window so we can compare them side by side. First of all, as you'd expect, the Contacta gear seems more substantial. The build quality is just better. The controls on the Judel are okay, but Contacta's membrane buttons and LEDs are a lot more advanced. And this panel will be super easy to clean. Contacta's separate components and longer cables will also allow you to install them in more situations. Looking at the jacks on the Judel, along with the power and customer speaker pod inputs, there's a third jack that, best I can tell from the instructions, is for recording. I suppose so you can record your window conversations. On the back of the Contacta, there are a whole bunch of jacks with many more functions. Beside the usual inputs for mics and speakers, there's an input for external audio. There are also options for alert lights and tones. There's even an output for a hearing loop. A hearing loop is an antenna that puts out a signal that can be picked up directly by people's hearing aids. It makes it much easier for people with hearing loss to hear. Now, let's look at these microphones. I know the Contacta is definitely a directional mic that will pick up mainly the voice that's in front of it. As I said, the Judel looks like a directional mic, but is it really? Taking it apart, I can check the mic capsule and look up the specs. And sure enough, it's a cheap Omni mic that's going to pick up all the background noise. So even in situations that are only moderately noisy, this isn't going to work as well. Okay, let's face it. Nobody expects a system that costs a small fraction of the price of the more expensive system to have the same quality. The important thing is, how well do they work? Let's find out. We'll start by setting them both up according to their instructions as loud as we can before they feedback. Then we'll compare, starting with the staff side. This is the sound with both intercoms off. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3. Here is the Judel. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the Contacta. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Contacta is definitely louder. You can hardly hear the Judel, and if I turn it up at all, it starts to feedback. Now we'll check out the sound quality on the customer side. This is what it sounds like with both intercoms off. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the Judel. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2. And this is the Contacta. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 2. Again, customers will hear the Contacta better. It's louder, and I think you'll agree with a fuller tone. So what have we learned? Besides being better built, the Contacta system has more features, it has better components, but most importantly, it's loud enough to do the job, and it has a much more pleasing sound. I'm sure there are a few circumstances out there where this inexpensive unit might work well enough. But in most of the world where people are trying to communicate in noisy environments, this isn't going to work at all. These same units are on sale under different names, and I wouldn't waste my money on any of them. But hey, it's only $50, you say. Think of it this way. You could save a lot of money if you rode a skateboard to work every day, but it would work just about as well as this. It's important that our customers and staff be able to talk and hear comfortably and effectively, and the best way to do that is to use professional gear that works. If you'd like to learn more about window intercom systems, click on the link in the description below to our Window Intercom Overview video. And thanks for watching.